Hey everybody, my name is Kendra. Welcome back to this cozy space. Today I have some exciting news, a little family update. I want to introduce you to our newest family member. We only have a couple seconds that he's gonna let me get away with holding him like this. So really quick, I wanted to show him to you. This is Luca. He's 10 weeks old and he is full of energy and joy. I'm going to give him to the boys and then I'll go and sit with you in the library and we'll talk a bit more about Luca. But look at how precious. He is so precious. We love him so much. Oh, he fell off. He's coming back on. Oh, look at the belly. Look at this belly. Oh my goodness. Look at the belly. Well, are you surprised? I'm a little surprised. We welcomed a puppy into our home a little bit faster than I thought we were going to, but on the flip side of it, I think it all happened at just the right time. And it has been so good. We have had so much fun. He's been home with us for a little while and we're getting into a good routine with him. In fact, right now he's napping upstairs. This is his afternoon nap, which usually is several hours long. And I try to get as much done as possible, which is why I'm hanging out with you right now because I don't have a puppy that I need to keep constant eyes on. But oh my gosh, it's been so good to have puppy energy back in our home. And I'm so excited to have another border collie to grow up with again, just like I did with Brady. Brady taught me so many things and his presence in my life was something that changed me. And I'm very excited to start this journey with Luca and see where our time together takes us. There's something about border collies that I really, really love. They're crazy. They have gobs of energy. They're super intense, very intelligent. They're very connected with their people on a very deep level. And this is something that takes a little bit of time. And it kind of happens over time without you even realizing it. You love them and you're there and you're in it with them. And over time, you start to speak each other's languages, even if that's just a flick of an eye or a sigh or a pattern of your heartbeat. They are so in tune with their people and you speak to each other on a level that you just don't even recognize. And I'm very excited about having a sweet soul to have a journey like that with again. And knowing all that Brady brought to me in my life and for our boys as well. I'm like, ooh, bubbling over with joy and excitement for the opportunity to be able to do this again with another border collie. So the boys don't remember Brady when he was a puppy. We had Weston when Brady was a year old and Carson came soon after. So we all, myself included, grew up alongside Brady. And it's really neat to be at this phase of my life where the boys are older, they're much more independent, they're less needy of me and my time. To have it to pour into another baby puppy and be in a different state. I'm not, managing toddlers while taking care of a border collie and working. I have the time to put into his training, and each dog that comes into our lives, I feel like they come to us at a time that we need them, and they're there to teach us something. And Brady taught me so much, and I think I've already picked up on some things that Luca is going to teach me. Luca is 10 weeks old while I'm recording this. I think he's about to be 11 actually. And he is full of joy and light and energy and so much fun. But he's very fearful. He's very reactive to things that are scary for him. I've not had a puppy like that before, so I'm having to go about his training a bit different. I'm focusing on things a bit differently than I would have with my other puppies. So I'm really working on building up his confidence and working on his sound sensitivities. A lot of border collies are very sensitive to sounds. It just takes a lot of practice to kind of get them used to things. And for puppies in general, it's a whole new world. So everything is so exciting, but also scary. And it's been so neat to work on this confidence with him and see him overcome things in just short amount of time. Even things from, I was holding him while I was taking out the trash the other day, and those really big trash cans, like the ones that you push out for the trash people to get, I put the bag in the trash can and the lid, the wind blew it and it slammed shut, and it was really scary for him. He kind of like jerked back in my arms. And so what did we do? We stayed out in the backyard and we practiced putting the lid up and down and up and down. And then I treated and rewarded during that. And he got a little bit more comfortable. I let a few hours pass by, and then we went back outside and did it again, and he was great. Also, like our toy basket, I'm pointing over here because I don't think you can see it. Can you see it? I don't think you can see it. We had that really big toy basket, and that had knocked over when I was playing with him, and he got really scared. He backed up. He started barking and kind of going at the toy basket. And what do? We take some time and sit there and we practice the toy basket going up and down while rewarding and praising and giving treats to kind of create that positive attachment. You know what it really reminds me of a lot is horses. Horses are very fearful. Oftentimes they can be, I shouldn't say that for all horses, and they can be very triggered and reactive towards things that they're not used to seeing. And what they do is they will have a moment happen, like maybe a tree happens to have a broken branch, and you're riding a horse at just the right time, and the wind hits this branch and the branch moves and it makes a really scary creaky sound that they've never heard before. The horse can bolt, the horse can go back, the horse can rear up, whatever it wants to do for its fear response. And you can go on that same ride again, and every time you go past that tree, it doesn't make the sound. The branch isn't doing its thing, but the horse has associated the fear with that thing. And it's really hard to get them to overcome that. You have to really work on them through that. So I'm seeing a lot of that with Luca, and it's just a different approach for me, but I have experience working with that with different critters that I've come across in my life. So I've just been spending a lot of time on desensitizing him and working on sounds and listening to the trees move and standing at the fence line and watching. People will bring their dogs, especially there's this one guy, he has border collies. He comes in the evenings, he parks his truck right by our house and runs his border collies up and down the fields. So we go out and watch the border collies run, and taking him out and about as much as we can. He's not fully vaccinated yet, so we have to be careful, but really working on things that are triggering to him. But he's come so far, he's come so far. Hi Luca, are you thrifting? Are you going thrifting? Mabel is massive. She is our sheepadoodle, huge fluffy girl that you see around all the time in the videos. She's 75 pounds, so everything she does is very scary. Her bark is very big and loud. Her even coming down the stairs is a do-do-do-do-do-do. Her walking around, it's like a person. And so these are all new sounds for him, and he was very afraid in the beginning. He would bark every time she would come down the stairs and come running to me, but he's doing so good. He's not triggered by those things anymore. He's settling in a lot more, but it's been really cool to kind of learn about him and see some things that I think that we're gonna have to work on a little bit as he gets older. And it's such a good challenge for me, and it's pushing me in ways that I've not been pushed with before in my previous relationships with the sweet dogs that have chose me in the past. So I was mentioning that Brady came to my life and taught me many things, and I feel like Luca needs a very assertive, calm, assertive guidance in his life. And what am I? I am not calm I am not assertive. And those are things that I have been working on before we even brought Luca home, with therapy and other things that I'm going through, trying really hard to find my voice, speak up for myself, work on setting boundaries, not being so concerned about other people's opinions of me or allowing their thoughts of me to keep me from doing the things that I really want to do. Calm, assertive, confident energy. Those are all things that I've been working hard at for the last year. And those are the exact same things that Luca needs in his life to overcome some things that he's fearful of. And he's so little right now. We don't really know what that's going to turn into when he's older. But I'm just kind of thinking this will be something that I will need to work with him on for many, many months to come. And it might come and show itself in different ways as he's 6 months, because that's usually a jump where, at least border collies that I've been around in the past, they tend to get pretty tough at 6 months. It's like their teenage years. And I think that'll be a really great way for me to practice on those things in myself that I have been lacking, that I've been wanting to strengthen, and I've been working on strengthening. So isn't that neat? Isn't that neat how life plays out like that? Speaking of neat things playing out like that. Okay, let's talk about Luca's name. We had a really hard time coming up with a name for him, and Kent is amazing at naming pets. He's named most of our dogs and he's so good at it. But when we were coming up with names for Luca, he thought of Franklin and he wanted to name him Frankie, which is really cute. I just didn't think he looked like a Frankie. He liked the name Connor, which I also think is really cute, and I could totally see a border collie named Connor, but that didn't look like Luca. We were going back and forth, and it was hard to find one that Kent loved and the boys loved as well, including myself. We had a lot more opinions this time around, and I thought of the name Luca. And everybody liked it, and we thought he looked like a Luca, but we wanted to spend some more time with him to see if his personality fit that. And once we got him home, I feel like we all knew right away the day that we were leaving to bring him home and back to Utah. And I've just been calling him Sunshine and just talking about all the joy and light he's brought into our family. And he's just seriously lit everybody's faces up. Perhaps Kent's face is lit up a little bit more reluctantly, because the dogs are like totally my thing, and he just loves me and supports my love for dogs, and he knows how important they are to me. But gosh, it's just brought us together, and we all are so excited to have this bonding thing that is Luca. And it's been so good to have joy and to be excited about something together after all that we've been through over the last year. There's been so many shifts and changes in our family, and we've had so many good things and so many positive things and so many beautiful lessons that have been learned along with all the hardship. But gosh, it's so great to see the kids coming down the stairs, and they're so excited to see him, and we'll all hang out on the floor together and circle him, and we're all just smiling, and it's just been so joy-filled. Of course exhausting, but so joy-filled. So the other day I was looking up Luca's name to see what it meant, and it says bringer of light. Isn't that so cool? And I'd already been calling him Sunshine. I'd already been talking about all the joy and light he's bringing into our family. And that was such a cool moment to see that's what his name meant. I didn't know. I didn't look up his name before we decided to name it. It was just a name that we liked how it sounded and we all agreed upon. But in a way, it just kind of fits with everything else that I was talking about, how these sweet souls come into our life to teach us something. And Brady taught me so much. And then here comes Luca. And he is teaching me about leaning into more of my confident energy and having more discernment and leadership within myself, and doing that for him because he needs that, and giving me a place to practice that. And then talking about all the joy and light he's bringing, and his name means bringer of light. What? It is such a cool story. I'm definitely going to write that down and put that in my journal. But we're all doing so good. Mabel, man, she was really struggling after Brady passed. Her and I both, we've been going in our own journey with the passing of Brady. And for those of you who maybe have stumbled upon this video, Brady is our dog that passed a couple months ago, and we had 14 beautiful years with him, and he was my soul dog. Changed me forever. I will forever and always cherish my love and the short time that I got with him. But Mabel and Brady were very bonded, and it really rocked her world. She just recently has started to go where she'll carry her stuffed toys in her mouth again. She loves little stuffed unicorns. It's really weird, but She prefers them to be pink. You're probably thinking I'm making it up. I'm not. She loves them to be pink if possible. And she loves them to be unicorns. Those are her most favorite. So if we can, we will thrift her big stuffed pink unicorns. And she carries them around like babies. She doesn't rip them or shred them. They last her for years. And she stopped doing that after Brady passed. And just about a week or so before we got Luca, she started to carry a unicorn in her mouth again. And she was still struggling with the food thing, but she was getting a little bit better. She'd gotten to the point where she was just not eating, and we would have to hand feed her or sit right next to her and do a lot of like cheering her on to get her to eat. I think a lot of that is because Brady was the alpha dog in their relationship, and he showed her the way through so many things, as he did for me as well. And I think she was really missing that energy. So she also was one of the big factors in me deciding to go ahead and get a dog. I really thought she would be so excited. It didn't necessarily pan out that way. It's been a little bit of a journey, but in the very beginning, she had a lot of intense like focus on Luca, and I think it was a lot for him. So then he got a little fearful, and so we had to work through that. And there was a lot of separating. I would, you know, keep Mabel in one place, keep Luca in another, try to give them more time. Right now, they're doing good. Again, it's still early days, but they can be together. Luca isn't being triggered by her as much anymore because, again, she's so big, and all the sounds and the barking, whatever she does, if she's excited to go outside and she excitedly goes to the back door, that was scary for him because she's so big. I don't blame him. He's gotten used to a lot of that, and so he's been able to relax around her a lot more. We still keep them. We won't let them be together unless we're watching them 24/7 because, again, she is so big. And even if she was to do a corrective thing for Luca to kind of put him in his place a little bit, I just worry that that would hurt him because he's so tiny. He's like, doesn't have a lot of fat on his body. He's just all fluff. But they're doing so much better. And today in the backyard, he was running to try to get her to play with him, and she started to run, and he did his little border collie stalk thing to her a little bit, and they can be around each other, and it's a lot more of a positive thing for everybody. So I think we're gonna get there. It's just gonna take a little bit of time. That is something that we're kind of focusing on, but it's going good. We're in a good place right now. We're just continue to work on it, but we're very excited for him to get to a place where he's vaccinated and we can take him out and about. And we are homebound. We will be homebound a lot for the summer because of the heat. It's very triggering for my son with some health things that he has going on. So I kind of felt like that worked out well. We don't have any extracurricular activities. We're not leaving unless it's like to run an errand or something. So we can be home, focus on the puppy, get him situated, start working on his training. Whenever the weather starts to cool down a little bit, like late August into September, the mornings and the evenings get a little bit cooler. He should be vaccinated by that point. We can take him out, go to farmers markets, hit up some hikes. I want to take him camping with me eventually. And I'm just so excited for all the adventures ahead. Border Collies force you to be active. They just can't have it any other way. And I loved that about the early years with Brady, how we were always out doing stuff, and he went everywhere with us, and we were constantly finding opportunities to get him out into the world, to train him, to use his skill set, to let him experience things and run off all of that beautiful Border Collie energy. And when he got older and started to slow down, we slowed down with him, and it was a good transition. But now that the boys are older, I'm ready for the gobs of crazy energy that Border Collies bring, and just thinking about how much fun we had with Brady and knowing that I hopefully get to have not the same, but a similar journey with Luca. I want to make sure that I say it's not the same. I know that my time with Luca is going to be its own special thing, its own special bond, and it will never touch my time with Brady or my bond with Brady. Sorry, I still get very choked up talking about him. I have a lot of respect for everything that he has done for me in my life and all the beautiful memories that I have with him. But knowing how amazing that was makes me so excited to be able to have the opportunity to experience something similar in regards to the activities and things with another Border Collie. So there's just joy, so much joy and so much gratitude. And if you're not a dog person, you're probably not watching this, but I know so many of you are, and you know exactly what I'm talking about. And I would love to hear your stories. If you have time to leave a story down below about a dog that you brought into your life after losing your soul dog. It's been really neat to read online, some groups that I'm in, stories of people who have gone on this journey with the second dog that they've brought, or not second, but the first, they've had a dog that passed and they brought another dog home a little after, and kind of how they helped to heal and touch their heart in so many beautiful different ways. And if you have time to share a bit of your story, I would love to hear it. But okay, I've talked long enough. I'm going to say goodbye, but I also want to say next week I have another really awesome, exciting announcement. I really thought about doing a week of announcements here because I have so many fun things to share with you guys, but with the puppy, I just don't have time to edit that many videos in a row. So we will do it next week. I'm so excited to share these this news with you. There's a couple things I'm going to share in one video that will be coming next. I think it will be Thursday, but just check back for that. And I have a thrift haul coming. We recently went to California and I hit up the coolest thrift stores and videoed a lot of that to share with you guys as well. And we'll do a thrift haul, and there's going to be lots of good stuff ahead. So I will see you in the next one. If you've made it all the way to the end, let's fill those comments with your puppy stories if you want to share them, but also some paw print emojis. Okay, everybody, I hope you're having a great day, and I will see you very soon.